Hello friends, I'm Renee, your peaceful warrior at the Fit in Boonesboro studio, and we are doing tingle toes and healthy hands. I have to say thank you to Kathy Francis who kind of brought this to us, and I love it because I used to always, around the holiday season, break out my peppermint lotion and do it for my classes. So this is a nice little touch of self-care yoga that you can do for your whole family. That's super easy. So I asked the ladies that are watching to grab a warm towel, your favorite lotion, and if you have an essential oil, I'm using peppermint, start with your oil and just take a couple drops, maybe like four drops, and you're gonna rub it together. And let's just take a little bit to our brow, like your temples, not too close to your eyes, and into the back of your neck. It smells really good. And then what I want you to do is take your towel and you're gonna put it over your feet. So I have like a hand towel that's warm and wet. I'm just gonna loop around my feet. So almost like you're going to a little spa today. And then I have a dry towel that I'm putting over it just for right now. You can say any way that works for you. So before, we're just gonna let that towel kind of warm our feet a little. And then let's just start with our hands, super wide hands, and just start to wiggle those fingers. Kind of wiggle them, wake them up. We use our hands and our feet so much, and we don't pay attention to them very often. So let's take all 4 fingers and our thumbs and roll the wrists. And just sit up nice and tall. Let the shoulders kind of sink down. So I'm sitting with my knees bent. You could have them straight out. It could be anything that works for you. Now let's change that direction. Nice and easy. Notice, does it feel? How does it feel? And then I want you to open really wide. It's like you're high-fiving someone, and then bring them together. Open really wide, and think about the energy through the fingers, bring them together. Again, open, close. Now, when you open, lift a little taller from that spine. Close, 2 more. Open, zip it up, close, 1 more. And soften, shake those hands out. Let them go. So we're gonna do little circles. So many of our kids are working virtually online, so they're on their devices constantly, but we are too. So I want to show you a couple things for our hands that you can teach your kids. So the first one, hands are together, it's like knuckles. You're going to make your knuckles, so keeping the hands nice and straight. Well, let's do tabletop. So tabletop is palms, you're keeping your hands straight and just bending your palm like your fingers like a table. See if you can do it. And then open. So fingers are together here. And you'll find tabletops, this is what this one's called, this tabletop. It's good for carpal tunnel, but it's good for everybody who uses their hands a lot. Again, tabletop, so you'll notice, like, can you keep your palms straight or not? Now we're gonna open. Now we're gonna make knuckles. So curl those fingers, make knuckles kind of like you're making a fist with your fingers, not your hands. And then open wide. Bring them together, curl. Now lift tall, use your belly, stay nice and seated, nice and tall. Curl, open. Squeeze them together, curl, and open. Beautiful, 1 more. Lift taller, find that spine, curl, 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 and open. Wiggle them again, shake them out. So you may find that some of your fingers don't have as much range of motion. So let's take thumb and first finger, thumb and ring finger. You're just gonna go back and forth. Pointer, and just do it again. Tap, tap, tap. Now while you're doing this, don't forget about your back and your spine. Lift tall, fingers, press, press, tap, tap, tap. So right now you're pressing the pads of your fingers together. We're gonna go to the inside of our hands. You're gonna take that thumb towards your pinky inside of the finger, and then ring finger, middle, pointer. Try again, middle. And again, you might not have as much range of motion. I know I'm feeling my thumb. How about 1 more? And then open, shake it out again. Okay, we're gonna physically, so you have your lotion if you want. Let's take a little bit of that lotion. I know mine is my Arbonne, of course, Arbonne peppermint. Take a little on your hands. We're gonna do a little massage on your hands. So some of you know I used to do massage back in the day. Just get it on there. And I want you to start with your thumb. And right in between that thumb is a really good pressure point. It's good for headaches, it's good for stress. And you're just gonna squeeze. And sometimes you can squeeze that and it can be really tender. So the lotion kind of helps. So you're gonna squeeze. Then I want you to take that thumb and I want you to massage it. I want you to pull the finger a little bit and then kind of throw away. So think about as you're pulling, you're taking away stress and you're gonna fling it away. No one else in your room you're gonna fling to, you're gonna just fling it away on that mat. And then squeeze in between again. And then take it from go to the first finger and you're gonna go all the way down to that knuckle and you're just gonna do a little bit of massage. There is no wrong way. You just rub, 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 and then fling that energy away. So you're doing a gentle pull. You don't wanna like pull too much. Do 2 or 3, I like to do 3. And then go to that second, the middle finger. Right from that base, rub, rub, rub. We're gonna do this on our toes too. So again, all this stuff is really super easy and it's a great thing to do, self-care. Rub, rub, rub. Especially if you know people that use their hands more than the average person, especially for their profession, or our kids that are online, again, go to that pinky. One more. Okay, then you're gonna take top hand, I'm going with right hand. Take your left hand, just gently press away. So if you were up against a wall, kind of getting your palm flat against that wall, you're just gently pressing. Now lift super tall, come out your spine, and then gently take the fingers down, kind of pressing. So you should feel that in your forearm. Press it up, shoulders relaxed, soften your jaw. Now keep the hand up, and I want you to take your top hand, your left hand on top, so you're interlacing your fingers, and I want you to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then squeeze both. So you're squeezing, it might be a little ouchy. Open, squeeze again. Open, one more, squeeze, and open. Now carefully take that left hand, shake them out, we're gonna do it on the other hand. So you should have enough glide in your fingers. So we're gonna start with that left hand, again, go right into that meaty part between your thumb and the finger. So our hands are one of those areas that do show our age. Sometimes sooner than we want. So we gotta take care of those hands. So start to massage that thumb, go all the way down to that joint, all the way up to those fingertips, then you're gonna fling that energy away. Little squeezes. Like I said, about 3 times. You can work in that middle again. And next time you have a headache, get out your peppermint oil, put it on your temples, and squeeze that pressure point right in there, in between that thumb area. Really good. Like I said, I used to practice massage, it was many years ago, but some of the stuff I still remember. Fling, fling, fling. And notice one hand might feel a little different. Wait till we get to our feet, you usually definitely feel a difference there. Maybe around the knuckles, and I know getting into the colder temperatures, I know for me, if I don't wear gloves, my hands get really cold really fast. So once you flick that energy away, I want you to take those fingers, and we're gonna take the palm, just gently flatten it back. So again, as if you were up against a wall, like doing a push-up, you're gonna press those hands gently, and then press it down. Press it forward, just enough to feel the pressure. Should feel good. And then we're gonna take that left hand, right hand's gonna go on top, and you're gonna squeeze the right hand and squeeze the left hand. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Release, squeeze. And release, one more. And release. Shake those hands out. So let's take our towel off of our feet. So I should say, hopefully you have socks or something, or if you're at home, you have a rug you can walk on. So we're gonna start with our right foot. Again, I want you to take your lotion and a little dab of your oil. So if you've ever had reflexology, they don't typically use oils because they don't want a whole lot of glide. But I want you to take that lotion. Let's start with our right foot. And you can just sit with that left leg out there, lifting tall, taking your elbow, maybe lean on that right leg. So you're just gonna literally take the lotion and just kind of slather it on. Don't worry about any special way. So we're gonna start with our back side of the Achilles, the ankle. So from here, I want you to kind of go underneath the foot with both fingers, both hands, you're gonna slide down. And if you have shorter pants, or if you can, hike your pants up and slide up that leg. So you start right under that ball, slide like you're splitting your foot in half. You're gonna slide it up. We're gonna stir that energy up. And then I want you to literally grab behind your Achilles, your ankle and that heel, and just kind of squeeze and pull. So if you've ever had a massage, they typically run up. So they want to pull the lymphatic system. They want to move the lymphatic system towards your heart to flush out. So that's kind of what we're doing. So pull those pants up. I wore shorter pants specifically today. Go all the way up to the back side of the knee if you can, and then come back down. Pull, pull, pull. Do a couple of them. And then we're gonna go to our feet, the tops of our feet. So let's start with our big toe. So I want you to take your big toe and I want you to circle that big toe around. Get crazy, make a big circle, and then go the other way. Go both ways. And then you're gonna do the same with each toe. 2, 3, or 4 circles, one direction, then the other way. And you may find one side feels a little different. Wait. So did you know our hands have 27 bones and our feet 26? It's a lot of bones. Okay, then I want you to once you do that, take your toes and pull in and out like you're scissoring your toes. Scissor, in and out. Nice and easy. And if you've ever had aching feet because you walked too far, your shoes were not good, or they hurt you, or they're new and you had to break them in, you know that feeling is just awful. It's like a toothache. It just kind of gets you. So taking care of our feet is really important. So from here, let's take our right hand. You're going to literally weave it between your toes, kind of like those fancy pedicure shoes. Go all the way down to the base of your toes. And again, this is where that little ouchiness is. Circle. Loosen them up. You could do these few exercises every night before you go to bed or every morning. Roll both ways. And then I want you to curl the toes. Kind of tighten those toes around your fingers. How's that feel? Whoo, boy. Release, curl. So we're stimulating all the senses in our fingers and our toes here. One more. Squeeze, 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 and then carefully release those hands. Let's get underneath the foot again, and I want you to pull, 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 pull. Back up that leg. And then to the top of the foot, I want you to imagine wringing out a towel. You're gonna take that foot and literally wring it out. Go from the top of the foot and wring, wring, wring. Work up the leg if you can. Wring, wring, wring. Nice. And then from here, I want you to take your foot, just like we did with our hand. Now you could do it here, extended, or you're literally gonna take your hand to the ball of the foot and just gently press. And then point. So we do flex and pointing our toes all the time in yoga and Pilates. This stretches the backside of the leg, the Achilles, keeps all those tendons moving. As we get older, now go to the top and just kind of massage. Kind of spread it apart. We're gonna do the same underneath and we'll be done with this foot. As we get older, especially if you're not moving, so think about some of the people in your life that don't get around as well. They don't walk as much, they don't do the activities that we're doing. A lot of it is because their feet, the mobility is lessened. So doing some of these simple exercises can really create a big benefit for their overall well-being. Because think of older people, let that leg go, shake it out. Because guess what? So you can see my feet, look at your feet if you can see them, the difference from that little bit of massage, how different it feels. So let's go to the other side. So we're gonna take hold of our oil, a couple dabs. And again, I'm using peppermint. Peppermint is very cooling and invigorating, but you can use tea tree, eucalyptus, lemon, lime, even something like mandarin or orange. Anything that's uplifting. You don't really want lavender. So just slap it on that foot, go up the leg a little bit. So Kathy and I both are trained in active aging and wellness. And if you think about someone who is older, so starting at the top of that foot, or the base, right under the heel, I want you to start to pull from the base of the foot and slide it up. So like you're splitting your foot in half and slide it up. Think about how people walk or don't walk. I say, when you think of someone that's older or less mobile, what do? They shuffle, right? They kind of shuffle their feet because they are afraid to lift. They lose that lift of the foot. Because we walk, we lift one foot in front of the other. So this is really important to do these movements, as flex and point. We'll do more when we stand up because you'll feel it. So from here, you're squeezing that back of the calf. You're pulling that energy up towards so far up to the back of the knee if you want. Then we're gonna go to our toes. Take those toes, make your little circles. If you want, you can bring that leg over and lean and just take each toe and just move at each toe. Now I'm talking a lot, but if you listen to the replay, so as I record this, you can go back and do this multiple times, ideally. Pay attention and really feel, because you may notice one toe is tighter, one toe has cracks and crinkles in it. I know my big toe usually makes some noise. And then from there, when you go all the way, do all 5 toes 3 or 4 times around, we're gonna scissor them back and forth, kind of split them apart. Kind of create that freedom, again, in the joints, just like our hands. It increases that synovial fluid between the joints, which is really good when we have arthritis and a multiple of other things. So once you scissor back and forth, we're gonna take that left hand and slide your fingers in between each toe. Come on, get it there. So it helps when you got a little lotion on because you can get in there, because otherwise it's a little tricky. And I usually have toe rings on, so it's even harder. So once you get those fingers all the way down, circle around, little bit, little bit. Now right now our posture is not very good, so when we stand up, we're gonna target our spine, which is also really important. So circle both ways. And then when you're ready, I want you to squeeze the toes against your fingers. Squeeze your fingers against your toes and release. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Woo, one more. And relax carefully. Let your fingers come out, shake them out. And let's go from the top. We're gonna wring out like you're wringing out a towel. Work from the toes and up that leg a little bit. So when I worked at the spa, I would do reflexology, and some clients would come and pay for an hour just to have their feet worked on. That's some nice stuff. But seriously, if you did 10 minutes a day of some of these moves, it's so beneficial. And then go to that base. We're gonna start at the top of the foot, and you're just gonna kind of spread apart, and then we're gonna do the same thing underneath. Kind of take your fingers and pull apart. The heel is kind of a hard area to work. And then we're gonna lift that foot and we're gonna gently press it, just like we do with our hands. Kind of press it forward, point forward, press, point. One more. And then let's kick both feet out. Flex those feet really hard so you can get your heels off the floor. Let's lift that spine, find that energy in our core. Send the arms to the sky. Open your fingers super duper wide, spread your toes super duper wide, and then squeeze them together, curl. Okay, make those knuckles with your fingers, your toes, open wide. Wide as you can. Curl. Just your fingers, just your toes. Open. Big breath. Wide. Now let's let those hands come down. Press into the mat. Lift the tail off the floor just a little bit. Flex those feet. Relax. Point your toes. Shoulders are back and down. Flex the feet nice and hard. Lift up. So hips are coming up just a bit. Lower down. One more. Point your toes. Flex, lift, and release. Let's transition to all fours. Now, if you feel like you want to put socks on, and you have them, you could certainly put socks on so you're not slippery on your mat, but you should be fine. So let's transition to all four tabletop. Let's start with our hands super wide under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of feet are back. And I just want you to do a nice cat and cow flow, round and release, lifting that heart. Think about your breath. Inhale, say, I am strong, I am healthy. I'm creating this movement in my body to sustain all of my activities today. So from here, let's flatten out that back, pull the belly in. Can you lift your thumb? Can you lift your first finger? Middle finger, ring finger, pinky. I don't know about you, but I can't move very far, but try it again. Pinky, ring, pointer, middle, thumb. Try it again, any direction. Just lift, see what you can do. Lift those fingers. And then flatten it out. Let's take one hand and then the other, and I want you to literally take your fingers to face backwards. Oh, yes. If you want, shift back just a teeny bit. Feel that lovely stretch on the top of the hands. Belly still tight. Reset the hands. Now what I want you to do is